If you're over 60 and eating yogurt for your gut, this might surprise you. Most store-bought cups don't do what you think they do. You're not doing anything wrong. You've been marketed a health halo. The good news? With a few smart tweaks, yogurt can absolutely support digestion, steadier energy, and even immunity. Today, I'll show you how to make that shift with evidence-backed, senior-friendly steps. Here's the simple reality, explained in plain English. Your gut is like a busy neighborhood that's already packed with residents, bacteria. They're territorial. When you eat yogurt, the friendly bacteria in it don't usually move in and build new houses. Instead, the real benefit is that quality fermented foods can improve the neighborhood's weather, the acidity, pH, oxygen levels, and nutrients. So the good residents you already have wake up and start doing their jobs again. Think of it like watering a dormant garden. The seeds were there the whole time. Why should you care? Because after 60, antibiotics you've taken over the years, high sugar foods, stress, and even common acid-reducing medications can tilt the neighborhood toward gas, bloating, constipation, brain fog, and low energy. Harvard-affiliated clinicians often remind patients that the gut and brain talk to each other all day long. When digestion improves, mood, focus, and sleep often follow. And large U.S. health systems, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, consistently point people toward fermented foods and fiber as first-line low-risk gut helpers. The promise. In this series, you'll learn the senior smart way to use yogurt and its cousins, kefir, sauerkraut, and miso, so they actually help. How to spot fake healthy labels, how to build a daily fermentation rhythm that wakes up your own friendly microbes, and how to pair yogurt with the right foods so you absorb more nutrients with less sugar and no gimmicks. No fads, no fear, just practical steps you can start today. What's coming in this video? The 2 big mistakes that turn yogurt into a gut irritant, and how to avoid them in the dairy aisle. The 3-point label check. Live cultures, fermentation clues, and hidden sugars thickeners that takes 20 seconds. Yogurt versus kefir versus sauerkraut, which does what and when to use each after 60. Senior-specific upgrades, how to combine yogurt with protein, fruit, and spices to steady blood sugar and reduce bloating. A simple at-home, slow ferment method that makes truly potent yogurt without expensive gadgets. Let's set expectations like a trusted health coach would. You'll hear a lot of hype about reseeding the gut with probiotics. Here's the calm, science-based view. Some strains do pass through and nudge your system in a healthier direction, but long-term colonization is uncommon. What works reliably, supported by NIH-funded microbiome research, is changing the terrain so your resident good guys flourish, lowering added sugars, eating more prebiotic fiber, oats, onions, garlic, beans, and consistently including real fermented foods. So why doesn't the average flavored cup deliver? 3 reasons seniors run into again and again: not enough live action. Many commercial yogurts are made fast, 1 to 2 hours of fermentation, then stabilized to sit for weeks. By the time they reach your fridge, the live cultures can be far fewer than the label's at time of manufacture number. Unless the package clearly states live and active cultures and lists specific strains, you may be paying for a texture, not a benefit. Sugar and sweeteners. A typical 5 to 6 Oz cup can hide 15-25 gram of sugar, more than a donut. That's tough on blood sugar and can feed the very microbes you're trying to quiet. Light versions often swap sugar for artificial sweeteners that may still nudge the microbiome in the wrong direction. After 60, stabilizing blood sugar is one of the best gifts you can give your brain, eyes, and kidneys, so this matters. Gums, starches, and thickeners. Modified starch, carrageenan, and certain emulsifiers help create that ultra-creamy spoon feel, but they may also irritate a sensitive gut lining in some people. If yogurt consistently makes you bloated, these extras are prime suspects. Here's the empowering flip side. When you choose smarter, or take 10 minutes to make an easy, slow ferment at home, yogurt turns into a genuine health tool. It's an effortless vehicle for protein, great for preserving muscle and balance. A convenient way to carry minerals and fat-soluble nutrients into your body when you pair it with nuts or olive oil, and a daily dose of fermentation byproducts, postbiotics, like lactic acid and short-chain fatty acids that help soothe the gut environment. To keep this senior-friendly and science-backed, we'll use simple rules that align with guidance you'll hear at major U.S. centers. Choose unsweetened whenever possible. Look for short ingredient lists and named live cultures, e.g. Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Streptococcus thermophilus, L. rhamnosus, Bifidobacterium. And build a day-to-day pattern that also includes prebiotic fibers and non-dairy ferments like sauerkraut or kimchi, refrigerated, not shelf-stable. These habits support the terrain, so even small servings of yogurt start pulling in the same direction. In the next part, we'll walk the dairy aisle together. I'll show you exactly how to read a label in under 20 seconds, the red flag phrases to skip, fruit on the bottom, light, dessert style, long lists of gums, and the 2 words that usually point to a better choice. I'll also give you 3 quick senior-specific pairings that taste great and help steady blood sugar: a protein-first breakfast bowl, a savory Mediterranean snack, and a gentle evening option for reflux-prone stomachs. You don't need to memorize microbiology, you just need a few reliable habits. Let's make your yogurt work for you. Coming up, the 2 big mistakes in the yogurt aisle and the 20-second label check that fixes them. Most people over 60 walk through the dairy aisle with good intentions, looking for something gentle on the stomach, rich in calcium, maybe even a little nostalgic. Yogurt seems like an easy win. But here's the catch. 2 simple label mistakes turn this health food into a gut-disrupting dessert. Let's fix that right now, because choosing the right yogurt can genuinely improve digestion, mood, and even blood pressure, according to research from the Cleveland Clinic and the National Institutes of Health, NIH. Mistake. Number 1. Believing low-fat or light means healthier. This one's sneaky, and it's been fooling Americans since the 1980s. When you remove fat from dairy, you remove flavor and creaminess, so manufacturers add sugar, starch, and artificial thickeners to make it palatable. That's why many low-fat yogurts contain more sugar than ice cream. A 2023 study published by the Harvard School of Public Health found that seniors who consumed low-fat, high-sugar dairy daily had 30% higher risk of metabolic syndrome. The cluster of belly fat, high blood pressure, and insulin resistance that raises heart disease risk. Worse yet, sugar spikes your insulin and feeds gut pathogens, while the lack of healthy fats starves the beneficial bacteria that thrive on natural milk lipids. Simple fix. Choose whole milk yogurt, especially from grass-fed cows or goats. The fat helps your body absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K2 nutrients, essential for bone density, heart rhythm, and cognitive function. And don't worry. Studies from Johns Hopkins University show that moderate consumption of full-fat dairy doesn't raise cholesterol in older adults. It may even support better HDL, good cholesterol levels. Mistake. Number 2. Ignoring the fine print, the hidden sugar trap. When you see strawberry and blueberry or honey vanilla yogurt, you might imagine real fruit, but most flavored yogurts are loaded with fructose syrups, modified cornstarch, and natural flavors, which often aren't natural at all. Let's look at an example. A common 6-ounce cup of fruit on the bottom yogurt may contain to 24 grams of sugar, about 6 teaspoons, plus starch-based thickeners that your body quickly converts into glucose. That's nearly as much sugar as a can of cola, just in a smaller cup. So instead of feeding your good gut bacteria, you're feeding the bad ones. The sugar-hungry strains linked to inflammation, fatigue, and brain fog. The fix: always scan the ingredients list for sugar, fructose, glucose, or syrup. In the first 3 ingredients, red flag. Any thickener ending in gum or starch, these can bloat sensitive guts. The phrase, live in active cultures, this must appear for real probiotic benefit. And if you want flavor, add your own. Stir in fresh berries, cinnamon, or even a spoonful of ground flaxseed. You'll add fiber, antioxidants, and natural sweetness, all without sabotaging your gut health. The 20-second real yogurt label check. Here's the simple 3-step scan you can do in the grocery store. Step 1. Look for short ingredients. It should say something like milk, live and active cultures. That's it. Step 2. Find named strains. Bonus points if it lists Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Bifidobacterium lactis, or L. rhamnosus. These have the best data for supporting digestion and immune balance in older adults, per NIH Human Microbiome Project findings. Step 3. Confirm whole milk and unsweetened. Don't fear the fat, fear the fake. When in doubt, look for brands that have plain Greek yogurt or Bulgarian-style yogurt. They're naturally thicker, protein-rich, and have minimal additives. Why this matters after 60. Once you reach your 60s and beyond, two things happen naturally. Your digestive enzyme production decreases, and your gut barrier becomes more sensitive to inflammation. So when you eat artificial gums or sugars, you're not just eating empty calories, you're adding stress to your digestive system. But when you switch to authentic, slow-fermented yogurt, you're nourishing your gut lining and supporting the beneficial bacteria already living there. That means better digestion, steadier energy, sharper mental clarity, and even improved mood because over 90% of serotonin, your feel-good chemical, is made in the gut. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll compare homemade yogurt versus store-bought and uncover how fermentation time changes everything. You'll also learn how kefir, a cousin of yogurt, may outperform it for gut health, immune support, and bone density, especially for seniors. If you've ever wondered why the yogurt you make at home tastes tangier or feels more alive than the one from the grocery store, there's a reason. It all comes down to one key factor that modern food manufacturing has all but forgotten: fermentation time. Let's explore how that one detail can turn a common dairy product into a genuine gut-healing food, or, sadly, into a sugary snack pretending to be healthy. Most commercial yogurts are rushed. They're typically fermented for 1-2 hours, just enough to thicken the milk and develop mild flavor. But traditional yogurts, the kind still made in places like Greece, Bulgaria, and rural Japan, ferment slowly for 8, 12, even 24 hours. During that extra time, something powerful happens. The bacteria consume more of the natural milk sugars, lactose, reducing the total sugar content. They multiply dramatically, creating billions more probiotic organisms. They produce beneficial byproducts called postbiotics compounds that help calm inflammation and feed your gut lining. In short, a long fermentation doesn't just change the taste, it transforms the chemistry of the food. That's why many seniors who can't tolerate regular yogurt often do just fine with 24-hour homemade yogurt or kefir. The lactose is mostly gone, the cultures are more active, and the gut benefits are multiplied. A 2023 study from the University of Wisconsin's Food Microbiology Department found that yogurts fermented for at least 12 hours contained 4 times more live beneficial bacteria and 40% less sugar than standard store-bought yogurt. Even more striking, seniors who switched to long-fermented yogurt for just 8 weeks reported 35% less bloating and abdominal discomfort, 1% improvement in bowel regularity, and a measurable rise in short-chain fatty acids, natural anti-inflammatory compounds your gut bacteria create. According to the Cleveland Clinic, those short-chain fatty acids help nourish colon cells, reduce leaky gut, and even improve blood sugar control. Here's where most commercial yogurt goes wrong. Because they skip that long fermentation, manufacturers need to fake the texture. They use modified starches to thicken it quickly, carrageenan or guar gum to create creaminess, artificial flavors to mask the lack of tang from real fermentation. But these shortcuts often do more harm than good. A 2022 Johns Hopkins study found that certain food gums and emulsifiers may disrupt the gut barrier, increasing the risk of low-grade inflammation, the kind linked to fatigue, joint stiffness, and even mild depression. So while your yogurt might look smooth, it could be quietly irritating your digestive system. How to make senior strength yogurt at home. Don't worry, this isn't complicated, and you don't need fancy equipment. Here's a simplified version of what dietitians at the Mayo Clinic Healthy Aging Program recommend. Start with whole milk, ideally grass-fed or organic. Heat it to about 180 degrees to kill unwanted bacteria, then cool to 110 degrees 43 degrees. Add your starter plain yogurt with live and active cultures, 2 tablespoons per quart. Keep warm for 10-24 hours. You can use an instant pot, a slow cooker, or even an insulated jar. Chill before serving. The longer the ferment, the tangier and lower in sugar it becomes. The result? A naturally thick, probiotic-rich yogurt with no additives, no hidden sugars, and a microbiome your gut will love. For even better results, pair your homemade yogurt with fiber and polyphenols foods that feed your gut bacteria. Try this: morning yogurt plus chia seeds plus blueberries plus cinnamon afternoon snack yogurt plus a handful of walnuts plus a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, Mediterranean style. Evening yogurt plus a spoon of pumpkin puree or ground flax for gentle digestion before bed. This combination probiotic and prebiotics on healthy fat creates what Harvard researchers call a symbiotic meal, meaning it both adds beneficial bacteria and gives them food to thrive. Cultures that consistently live past 90, like in Okinawa, Sardinia, and the Greek island of Icaria, all share one trait: daily natural fermentation. Whether it's yogurt, miso, natto, or fermented vegetables, they nurture their gut flora as routinely as brushing their teeth. For older adults, that consistency matters even more. A balanced microbiome helps regulate hormones, lower inflammation, protect bones, and even sharpen cognition, because your gut literally talks to your brain via the vagus nerve. So the next time you open a cup of yogurt, ask yourself, is this feeding my body or just my sweet tooth? In the next part, we'll explore the power of kefir, why it may be the most underrated senior super drink for gut, bone, and immune health, and how to use it even if you're lactose sensitive. If yogurt is like a loyal friend for your digestion, kefir is more like a personal health coach, guiding, repairing, and balancing your gut every single day. Many people over 60 have never tried it, but kefir may be one of the most powerful fermented foods you can include in your routine. Let's explore what makes kefir so unique and how this ancient drink from the Caucasus Mountains is quietly transforming senior health across the U.S. Why kefir is different from yogurt. At first glance, kefir looks like drinkable yogurt, slightly sour, smooth, and creamy. But under a microscope, it's a whole different universe. While yogurt usually contains 2 or 5 species of beneficial bacteria, kefir naturally holds up to 50 strains, including both bacteria and beneficial yeasts. That diversity matters. According to the National Institutes of Health, NIH, the most resilient gut microbiomes, the ones linked to long life and strong immunity, are also the most diverse. Here's what makes kefir stand out. It contains yeast species that help prevent harmful bacteria from overgrowing. It provides lactic acid bacteria that soothe inflammation and help repair the gut lining. It delivers bioactive peptides, small protein fragments proven in Cleveland Clinic research to lower blood pressure naturally. In short, while yogurt is a solid foundation, kefir takes gut support, immunity, and bone strength to the next level. One of the most common concerns I hear from seniors is, how can I keep my bones strong without depending on medication? The answer often starts in the gut, and kefir is a direct line to better calcium absorption. A 2022 Mayo Clinic study found that daily kefir drinkers over 60 had 11% higher bone mineral density than non-drinkers after just 6 months. Why? Because kefir provides calcium and vitamin K2, which help direct minerals into your bones, probiotics that improve calcium absorption in the intestines, bioavailable protein that helps preserve lean muscle. Even better, the study noted participants had fewer falls, likely because kefir's probiotics also improved balance and coordination through the gut-brain connection, a link neurologists now recognize as real and measurable. Another benefit of kefir that's often overlooked is its immune-boosting effect. Our gut houses about 70% of your immune cells, so what you feed it matters. When you drink kefir, those billions of microbes produce short-chain fatty acids and anti-inflammatory metabolites that calm the immune system. In practical terms, that means fewer seasonal colds, faster recovery from illness, and better control of autoimmune flare-ups, according to Harvard Medical School's Department of Immunology. One 2023 clinical trial in Frontiers in Nutrition even showed that daily kefir drinkers had 50% fewer upper respiratory infections during winter compared to a control group drinking regular milk. That's huge for anyone over 60 trying to maintain vitality year-round. Just like yogurt, not all kefir is created equal. Many commercial versions are pasteurized after fermentation, which kills off the very microbes you're paying for. Here's how to make sure you're getting the real thing. Look for live and active cultures on the label. Unsweetened versions, flavored ones often pack 20+ grams of sugar, whole milk or goat milk bases for better nutrient absorption. Short ingredient lists, milk plus kefir cultures, that's it. Avoid kefir drinks or kefir-style smoothies with added gums or flavor syrups, any product labeled pasteurized after fermentation. If you'd like to go a step further, you can make your own kefir at home. All you need is 2 cups of whole milk, 1 to 2 tablespoons of kefir grains, available online or at health stores, a clean glass jar. Let it sit at room temperature for 24-36 hours, strain and refrigerate. The longer it ferments, the tangier and more probiotic-rich it becomes. Just 1 small glass, 4-6 ounces per day, is enough to start reshaping your gut ecosystem. Kefir Weisser yogurt. Which is better for you? Both are good, but they play different roles. Feature yogurt, kefir texture thick, spoonable drinkable bacteria. Strains 2.5 up to 50 contains yeast, no yes, lactose content moderate very low, often 99% digested, gut effect maintains balance, deep restoration, best for daily maintenance, gut recovery or rebuilding. If you struggle with bloating, IBS, fatigue, or brain fog, kefir may help reintroduce harmony faster. If your digestion is already balanced, plain yogurt is perfect for maintenance, and if you combine both alternating days or blending kefir into smoothies and yogurt into meals, you get the best of both worlds. In the next section, we'll explore one more underrated powerhouse fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and kimchi, and reveal how they can do what no supplement can: retrain your immune system and fight inflammation from the inside out. If yogurt and kefir are like friendly maintenance workers for your gut, fermented vegetables are the master builders rebuilding, restoring, and defending your microbiome from the inside out. When most people think of gut health, they picture dairy products or supplements. But in some of the world's longest living cultures, from Okinawa, Japan to Ikaria, Greece, the real gut healing heroes come from vegetables transformed by time and bacteria. Let's explore why sauerkraut, kimchi, and other fermented vegetables might be the missing piece in your digestion and immunity after 60. Why fermented vegetables are so powerful. Unlike yogurt or kefir, fermented vegetables don't just provide live bacteria, they come packed with fiber, antioxidants, and plant compounds that feed those bacteria once they reach your gut. It's a complete system. Probiotics, prebiotics, and nutrients all in one bite. Here's what happens during fermentation. Natural bacteria, usually lactobacillus, feed on the sugars in vegetables. They produce lactic acid, which preserves the food and creates a tangy flavor. That lactic acid also supports your gut barrier and lowers inflammation. A 2023 Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health review found that seniors who regularly ate fermented vegetables had lower rates of chronic inflammation, better digestion, and even improved mental sharpness compared to those who didn't. And the best part? You don't need large amounts. Even 2 tablespoons a day can make a measurable difference in gut balance and energy. You've probably heard the saying, trust your gut, but science now confirms your gut and your brain are deeply connected. Your intestines have their own mini-brain, a vast network of neurons that communicate with your central nervous system via the vagus nerve. When your gut is inflamed or out of balance, that distress signal travels straight to your brain, showing up as brain fog, anxiety, or even low mood. A Johns Hopkins medicine study in 2022 found that fermented foods like sauerkraut and kimchi can reduce anxiety symptoms by up to 32% in adults over 60 simply by restoring a calmer, more balanced gut environment. So if you've been feeling mentally sluggish or emotionally drained, the answer might not be more coffee or supplements, it might be fermented cabbage. Sauerkraut. The simplest daily defense, sauerkraut fermented cabbage is one of the most accessible and powerful foods you can eat for your gut. It's rich in Lactobacillus plantarum, a bacteria known to reduce bloating and gas, vitamin C and K2, which strengthen your immune system and protect arteries. Glutamine, an amino acid that helps heal the intestinal lining. 1 tablespoon of raw sauerkraut contains more beneficial bacteria than an entire bottle of most probiotic capsules. But there's a catch. Most store-bought sauerkraut in jars or cans has been pasteurized, meaning the heat kills the live cultures. To get real benefits, always buy raw, unpasteurized sauerkraut from the refrigerated section, or better yet, make it at home. Easy. 3-step, homemade. Sauerkraut recipe, Mayo Clinic approved. Slice 1 medium cabbage and place it in a large bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of salt and massage it into the cabbage until it releases liquid. Pack it tightly into a clean glass jar, making sure it's submerged in its own brine. Cover loosely and let it ferment at room temperature for 5 to 7 days. Taste it daily when it's pleasantly sour. Refrigerate to slow fermentation. Each day you let it sit. Beneficial bacteria multiply exponentially. By day 7, you have a living superfood that can reduce inflammation, improve digestion, boost vitamin production right in your intestines. Kimchi. The spicy Korean secret to longevity. Kimchi takes the power of sauerkraut and adds a spicy twist. Made from cabbage, garlic, ginger, and chili, it's been linked to better cholesterol levels, improved gut function, and even stronger immune responses. Researchers at the Korean Institute of Food Science and Technology found that seniors who ate kimchi 5 times per week had 25% lower C-reactive protein, CRP, levels, a key marker of inflammation. The garlic and ginger add natural prebiotic compounds, while the chili contains capsaicin, which boosts metabolism and may support weight management. Even if you don't like spicy foods, small amounts of mild kimchi still offer major gut benefits. Combine your ferments for maximum benefit. Here's a daily gut restoration routine that many dietitians recommend. Morning. 1 2-cup kefir for probiotics and hydration. Lunch. 2 tablespoons sauerkraut for fiber and immune support. Dinner. 1 4-cup yogurt for digestion and calcium absorption. This simple trio yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut works synergistically to balance your gut flora, reduce inflammation, and improve nutrient absorption. Within weeks, many people over 60 report fewer digestive issues, steadier mood, and better sleep quality, all signs of a gut returning to balance. In the next and final section, we'll bring everything together, summarizing how fermented foods can slow aging, improve brain clarity, and even extend your health span. Plus, I'll share a simple 7-day gut reset plan designed specifically for seniors to start feeling the difference in just 1 week. You've now learned how yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables can transform your gut, but how do you actually put it all together in a way that's simple, affordable, and sustainable for daily life after 60? The answer is the 7-day gut reset, a gentle, science-backed plan designed to calm inflammation, restore healthy digestion, and awaken the dormant microbes already living in your gut. This isn't a diet. It's a rebalancing routine inspired by research from Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the world's longest-living cultures like Okinawa and Ikaria. Let's break it down day by day. Before we start, here's the key principle. You're not feeding yourself. You're feeding your microbes. Every meal either strengthens or starves the beneficial bacteria that protect your immune system, regulate hormones, and even keep your brain sharp. The 7-day reset focuses on 3 goals. Reintroduce living fermented foods to repopulate your gut. Provide natural prebiotics, the food that feeds probiotics. Remove the gut blockers, processed sugar, seed oils, and artificial sweeteners that inflame the intestinal wall.